It did. These are good people who can help us if we help them.
Helped them? With what?
With Stokes and the fort. Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Híjole. We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about robbing folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Phil needs dynamite to get into the lab. This is our chance to get it.
And help these people too, right?
Of course, but we've got to consider our needs too. Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief. We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Otham.
The old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded. We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
I like Jake's plan.
All right, just follow my lead. If things start to go south, say, hang up the fiddle. That'll be the cue for Danny and Phil to vamoose.
I can help too, if you need an extra pair of hands.
Oh, well, sure. That'd be much appreciated, Miss Redbird.
Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
What's going on here?
Finally a third party. Maybe you can settle this argument for us.
Ma'am, is this man causing you grief?
Not nearly as much as she's caused me, I can assure you.
You read the will same as I did. Mama left those jewels to me, not you.
Mama wasn't right in the head. She didn't know her patoot from her elbow.
What's going on out here?
These two lackwits are standing in the middle of the path. This ain't no place for a family quarrel.
What in the Sam Hill are you two doing out here this time of night anyway?
We had a bit of wagon trouble on our way home to Rosewater. You ever been there?
Yes, sir. It's where I grew up.
After all we've been through, I need a drink. I'll be glad for some rest at the Jack of Diamonds.
Oh, sure. Love that place.
Me too. I wouldn't mind forgetting our troubles. Like how our wagon turned over and stranded us out here.
Your wagon turned over? How'd that happen?
Something ran out in front of us, spooked our horse.
It was a sneaky little coyote came out of nowhere.
Yeah, these hills are lousy with the little varmints.
Well, we can't offer you a ride, but we can send someone from the fort to come get you, assuming you don't kill each other first.
Oh, don't worry about us. We quarrel all the time. Like cats and dogs in a gunny sack.
Yes, Ma always had to be the peacekeeper, bless her soul.
Your offer is most appreciated, but won't be necessary.
So, you don't need our help? Why'd you stop us then?
In all fairness, you stopped at your own volition.
And lucky you you did, otherwise you might not have met the famous Gentleman Jake.
Gentleman Jake? That's a good one. I'd expect to find him in a saloon with a buxom gal on each arm, not on a dusty road in the middle of the night.
Hey now!
Don't you think it's about time we hang up the fiddle?
Right. Pardon for the disturbance, gentlemen.
You have come back to us, and it seems your hunt was successful.
Miss Leger, I gotta say, I ain't seen bluffing that good since I cleaned out Aces O'Reilly at the poker table.
Thanks. I've picked up a few tricks over the years.
Yes, we recovered firearms, ammunition, and some additional food.
Did you obtain what you needed?
Yes, with this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
Chief Lutzi, I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border to keep informed of current events. To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
I appreciate it, General, but I believe we will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
So, there's something else. Several crates in the wagon were marked Rosewater. I thought it was strange, considering that's where the wagon was coming from. And not only that, we found a safe filled with Aurum bars.
I wanted to take them, but Danny refused.
I imagine you had good reason for that?
They were marked. They wouldn't have been any good to us.
Good thinking, then. The last thing we need is the Royals on us for stealing their Aurum.
The Royal Police? Nah, out here they'd send in the army. Or God forbid, the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send Aurum to the fort?
An intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not, but I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out more about these shipments.
Chasing more wagons full of Aurum?
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us when you're done.
Will do.
I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with me and Phil, Miss Leger?
And missing all the fireworks when you finally set them off? I think not. And can it with the Miss Leger bunk? It's Harley.
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Autumn are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing us back, partner. We can take it from here. Well, would you look at that? Didn't think I'd be seeing old Jesse again. I'm keeping this arrowhead as a good luck charm. And who knows? Maybe some collector out there would be interested in acquiring the arrowhead that nearly wiped out Gentleman Jake.
Híjole, is he always like this?
Things will go for the Otham now that they have firearms.
Well enough, I hope, provided they don't point them at us.
I wonder how things will go for...
Well enough.
The flag Stokes was carrying.
Pity it's in such a sorry state.
I shouldn't leave this here.
It's good to see someone who respects their country.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind? 'Cause you know I've been wondering about the Otham. What do you suppose will happen to them now that they're armed with guns?
I think, well, I hope, the army will respect their borders and leave them in peace.
I hope so as well, but I doubt it. More likely, they will be seen as a greater threat. If Stokes attacks and they successfully fend him off, then perhaps he will leave them alone. But it will certainly not happen without bloodshed.
Well, best of luck to him.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
So how did you wind up here in Vespuccia?
That is a very long story, and I do not wish to relate it now. Perhaps another time?
Fair enough. I have to ask, what went on at the Rosewater Post?
That so-called newspaper editor dared to write that the People's Revolution was over, that we had been crushed by the forces of the Spanish army. Defeated, we will not abandon our cause. I demanded a correction. What did I get instead? A defenestration.
Rough break.
Yes.
Right. Carry on.
Quite certain you know what you're doing?
Just leave everything to me and stand far, far back.
Impressive work there, Phil.
Gracias.
And an explosion will certainly liven up your article. Eh, Harley?
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
How did you become so proficient with explosives?
The science of it always fascinated me. Even as a child, I read a great deal about mining and demolitions. The lessons were invaluable. So, when my parents sent me to university, I studied civil engineering. Most people do not realize just how much care must be taken when dealing with dynamite.
Hang on. You have a university education?
Of course. Does this surprise you?
No, I just didn't think a revolutionary would have a degree.
Well, I do. From the Escuela Superior de Ingenieros in Madrid.
Right. Carry on. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine. Well, slap my behind and call me Betsy.
Not sure what I was expecting to find, but it wasn't this.
It has been completely ransacked.
Still, there's gotta be some indication of where Clark took his money. Let's take a look around. But watch yourselves. No telling what any of these doohickeys might be capable of.
I can't really see through the porthole, but it looks dense in there. No handle. Must be some other way to open it. I can't see through. The window is too grimy. At least Dr. Clark practiced fire safety. A wooden mannequin in a cage? I have so many questions.
You sure you want them answered?
There's about 2 inches of dust. Empty. Not really surprising. I can't make heads nor tails of this chicken scratch. What in the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get too close.
What in the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get too close.
Some kind of console. Seems to connect to a few things. Is this some kind of combination or code? 1 of 4 dials. It's anyone's guess what they do. One of the dials is missing. Just my luck. 1 of 4 dials. It's anyone's guess what they do. Must be what makes this thing go. Nothing happened. This console isn't getting any power. Not much left. Some books and a broken device.
This Clark fellow was into some strange things, wasn't he?
I'm starting to understand why he chose to do his work out in the middle of nowhere.
This may have held something interesting once, but now it's just lodging for spiders. This must be where Clark parked his rear during his experiments. I get the impression this is what powers everything in here.
We just need to get it running again somehow.
Sinister, if you ask me. Some kind of power meter. Never heard of an ampere before. These meters seem connected to whatever's behind the panel. I bet getting power to all 3 of these meters will get things up and running. I'm guessing this thing needs to hit full power before the machine turns on. No good. There's some power getting through, but it needs more. Guess we won't get to see what's up on the roof.
Just as well. I prefer to keep my feet on the ground.
I can't begin to fathom what these contraptions are for.
Nothing of use to us.
Anything interesting in there?
Not really. Probably why they were left behind.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
Clark's lab is really quite something, wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Something unnatural. Something perverse. What possessed him to undertake this research is beyond me.
Right. Carry on. can we talk?
What's on your mind?
This place sure is something, isn't it?
I admit, I never gave much credence to all that ethericity business, but seeing all them contraptions and appurtenances, let's just say it's given me a new appreciation for Clark's tenacity.
Might I borrow that arrowhead for a spell?
By all means. Maybe it'll bring you some luck, too.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. That's one sharp point. Jake ought to thank his lucky stars it didn't go a few inches lower. Fort Beaumont's parade flag looking worse for wear.
October 25th. I'd like to extend an invitation to me.
Is this some kind of combination or code? Nothing happened. This console isn't getting any power. One of the dials is missing. Just my luck. I guess this measures etheric pressure, whatever that means. Looks like some type of cannon, and it's pointing right at the cage. I can't see through. The window is too grimy. No handle. Must be some other way to open it.
Dios mío, what is this abomination?
Howdy, folks. Interested in learning about Coltit's miracle elixir?
Of course we are, little lady.
Then step on over here.
I'm sure there's a lesson here about the laws of supply and demand. Professor Xander Coltit III. Good medicine for good people. My guess is the primary ailment these folks cure is swollen purses.
Boy, oh boy, I sure wish I was you.
Beg pardon?
Why, today's your lucky day.
Is that right?
Yes, sirree. You're just in time to experience the travesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir.
The what now?
Oh, dang. I mean, the majesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir. My name is Olivia Coltit, and I'm here to answer all your questions about this evolutionary new medication.
Fine, I'll bite. Tell me about this miracle elixir.
Glad you asked. From the maker of the widely popular Coltit's emulsified soporific comes Coltit's miracle elixir, the finest, most elective tonic in Vespuccia. Guaranteed to treat and cure all illnesses from arthritis to yellow fever. And for a special limited time, we're selling it for the treasonable price of just 5 crowns.
5 crowns seems a bit pricey. How about I give you 2 instead?
Sorry, ma'am. Daddy told me not to hackle.
Oh, I'm sure we can agree that rules were made to be broken, young lady. Would you consider 3 crowns? We'll tell everybody we meet to come see you. Then you can charge them a reasonable 6.
Well, okay, deal.
You wouldn't happen to be related to a kid in Rosewater named Jem, would you?
No, ma'am. Far as I know, I'm a lonely child.
Why are you parked in the middle of the desert when there's a town full of potential customers not 2 miles from here?
Oh, I'm just minding the wagon while my daddy's doing his business at the fort. But he told me to stand out here and detract anybody who might come by.
And has anyone else come by?
Oh, sure. Tons of folk. Only one who didn't stop was a feller on horseback. Too bad, 'cause the guy he was hauling looked like he could have used some elixir.
Say, do you know anything about that lab over there?
No, but I did hear a big boom coming from that way. Was that your doing?
No.
Oh, come on, you could tell me. I'm no tattler.
I said no. Now stop asking.
Fine, jeez.
I think I've heard enough for now. We'll just be going.
It was a real pressure.
Professor Xander Coldpit III's Miracle Elixir. Guaranteed to cure what ails you. I'm sure that's the case if what ails you is sobriety. Whew! That'll put hairs on your chest. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
Nothing, I suppose. Never mind.
Whatever you say.
How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Not much left. Some books and a broken device. Let's see if this works. That did it. This wire needs patching up. That won't help. There's a thought, but this is way too big. I hope this isn't considered treason. That should do it. No wonder the power's not getting through. This wire's all corroded. Looks a bit worse for wear. Just have to get it working. Let's put some of this elixir to good use. fantastic.
Looks like Phil managed to get the door open.
I wonder if they found anything inside.
I'd say so, yes.
We are up and running.
Impressive.
This technology is amazing. What did this Clark fellow intend to do with such power?
I'm beginning to wonder about that myself.
Nice job getting the lights back on.
Get everything squared with the Otham?
I think so.
They're adequately supplied. They should be well off for some time.
Well, I suppose we should see about...
Hello? Is someone in here?
Damn. Looks like we've attracted some attention.
I come in peace. Please, make yourself known.
Guess we don't have much choice.
Hail! Goodness, I wasn't expecting so many of you.
And we weren't expecting anybody at all.
And just who might you be?
I am Paul Burkhart, emissary of the Luminarians.
The what now?
We are disciples of Dr. Clark, protectors of his artifacts and legacy.
No kidding. So you must know all about him then.
Quite so.
Well, isn't this our lucky day? Can you tell us what you know about him?
If you seek enlightenment, we will be glad to share our wisdom with you. But let us all return to the commune. We must not further defile the sanctity of this place. Come, I am eager to learn about you all. Welcome to Chrysalis, friends. Feel free to explore, converse with the residents. You'll find we have much to offer. We'll speak again soon.
What an accommodating fella.
This is all very strange. You all might be into this porqueria, but I want no part of it. I am going back to the lab.
Suit yourself. All right, let's see what we can learn about where Clark's stash might be. But let's not overplay our hand, shall we? If anybody asks, our interest is purely academic.
I'm really not a good liar, Mr. Ackerman.
Shoot, nobody's asking you to lie, sugar. Just withhold certain details. We're interested in learning about Clark. That's all there is to it. Come on, Danny. Let's see where our friend's gone off to.
I know lying doesn't come natural to some. For others, it's like breathing. Don't take this amiss, but if you'd like some pointers, sometimes it's good to be able to keep certain things to yourself you don't want everybody and his uncle to know.
Oh. All right.
Above all else, be confident. If you sound like you believe what you're saying, they will too.
You seem to have a lot of experience in these matters.
I think sometimes the truth can do more harm than good. A lie can be a kindness.
Is that really what you believe?
If what someone doesn't know can't hurt them, why shatter their peace? Or bring trouble down on somebody else just for principle?
Dishonesty is disrespect. For others, for God, for oneself. For instance, I would never conceal the truth from a patient, no matter how grim the outlook.
Well, I won't argue with that. Bodies should know what they're up against. I don't lie to hurt people. Sometimes it's just the only way.
That's good to know, I guess. Your advice is appreciated. I'll just see what I can find out on my own.